Hi, I'm Tim McDonald with Broadway Junior. Today we're going to help you choreograph your production of Annie Junior. We're going to demonstrate 4 numbers for you today. It's A Hard Knock Life, NYC, Easy Street, and You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile. We'll show you how we put the numbers together in rehearsal, and then we'll go back and play them all back to back at the end of the video for easy note-taking. Before we get started, let's check in with our choreographic expert, John Jacobson, at his dance studio for John's fantastic 5 rules to Broadway Junior choreographic excellence. John?
Hi, Tim. Hello, everybody. Here are my fantastic 5 rules for success. Number 1, keep movements simple and effective. I think that you'll find that direct, easy-to-remember movements will serve your production best. Number 2, the dance should help tell the story. Every song is an extension of the dialogue and the story of the show. A careful reading of the lyrics and the scenes leading into and out of each number will give you an idea of what part of the story your movement should be telling. Number 3, bright eyes and smiling faces. Following this rule will improve your production 100%. Number 4, appoint dance captains. 2 or 3 of your best dancers should be appointed as dance captains to keep the choreography written down and maintained throughout the rehearsal and performance period. And number 5, stage the large numbers first. Look through the script and music and list the songs in order of the number of performers involved and the complexity. And remember, your director's guide provides you with all of the information you need to avoid the last-minute crunch. And now, take these rules with you as you begin to choreograph your show. Tim?
Thanks, John. The first number we're going to do for you is It's a Hard Knock Life. You guys ready?
Yeah!
Let's go to places. Before we get started, I want to show you a little hint that we've used that really will make putting up your show much more easy. We've labeled the front of our stage with numbers. We've measured our center point and indicated that with a 0. We've measured 2 feet away from that and labeled that as the number 2, another 2 feet is 4, and so on. Again, this is a fantastic way to make sure your kids always hit their marks. We'll start with the number. You guys ready?
Yeah!
All right, cue music and go!
It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Static treated, we get tricked. Static kisses, we get kicked. It's the hard knock life. Got no folks to speak of, so it's the hard knock row. We hope cotton blankets, instead of wool, empty bellies, instead of full. It's the hard knock life. Don't it feel like the wind is always howling? Don't it seem like there's never any light? Once a day, don't you want to throw the towel in? It's easier than putting up a fight. No one's there when your dreams at night get creepy. No one cares if you grow or if you shrink. No one dries when your eyes get wet and weepy. From the crying, you would think this place would sing. Oh, empty belly life, rotten smelly life, full of sorrow life, no tomorrow life. Santa Claus we never see. Santa Claus, what's that? Who's he? No one cares for you, a smidge, when you're in an orphanage. It's a hard knock life. You'll stay up till this stuff shines like the top of the Chrysler Building. Yank the whiskers from her chin, jab her with a safety pin, make her drink a Mickey Finn. I love you, Miss Hannigan. Get to work. Strip them beds. I said get to work. It's a hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. No one cares for you, a smidge, when you're in an orphanage. It's the hard knock life. It's the hard knock life. It's the hard knock life.
Yeah, great job. I want to introduce our choreographer, Mr. Stephen Kennedy. Hey, Stephen, what was your inspiration for this number?
Well, just before this number, Miss Hannigan insists that the orphans clean up the orphanage until it what, Cassidy?
Shines like the top of the Chrysler Building.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So we have to get that job done inside of the song.
That's great. You know, the props that the kids would use to actually clean up the orphanage really come in handy here. I mean, you've got mops and brooms and brushes, all kinds of things. Now, the number starts when Miss Hannigan in the scene previous to this tells all you guys to line up. Is that correct? Well, let's go to those places and show them the opening of this. You want to help out there?
Hard Knock Life starts with a lot of attitude, and this cast has some attitude. Why don't you show us some attitude? Right. So when you start staging your Hard Knock Life, really insist that your cast start acting as soon as possible. You ready to show them? All right. Now, when we show them this time, really watch how they use that attitude to really get into the number. You ready? Here we go. Music, please.
It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Static treated, we get tricked. Static kisses, we get kicked. It's the hard knock life.
Hey, can you show me that first move? Because I just think that's great. Do it for me, really? Go. That's it. You know, I call that a grandpa wake-her-upper move right there. The other part that I think is really fun is you've got them in inverted V's, and then they fly through each other, and they somehow manage not to knock each other down. How do you do that?
Well, it's not so hard. Why don't we get in places for that, all right? Once again, I've used these numbers to really do my job for me. I've placed each of the orphans on a number in an inverted V, and they simply cross each other, one line going upstage and one line going downstage. Now, who's the upstage group?
We are.
You guys, so you are?
Downstage.
Of course. And they simply cross each other, and that's what keeps them from running into each other. You're ready to do this, I can tell, right?
Yeah.
Hit the music!
Oh, empty belly life, rotten smelly life, full of sorrow life, no tomorrow life.
That is great. You know what's really smart about that is that you're using the numbers so that they can quickly just glance down and find out exactly where you need to be, right? And then the other thing is great is that you've used theatrical terms like downstage and upstage, which really play a big part in this. If you have any questions about what those terms means, check out your director's script because it has all of the definitions for our theatrical terms. The next picture that you create is the Santa sleigh.
Sure.
Can you show us how to do that?
Places for that, ladies. Christmas is really important in Annie Jr., and so I've used that theme to button this number. We've got Molly as Santa Claus in her sled or laundry basket, and all of the other orphans are lined up as the reindeer with Annie and that red hair right up front as Rudolph, and we're set. Why don't we show them, okay? Music.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. No one cares for you, a smidge. When you're in an orphanage, it's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life. It's the hard knock life.
That is such a powerful ending. It's great. You know what I like about it is that you clean up the stage so that all we have to do is wheel this off stage and it's done and we can
Right.
go on to the next scene. So you don't have those awkward scene changes. You've got a little secret here. Can I reveal it? Yeah. You've got feathers. It looks like they're coming out of this pillow, like I'm digging in and breaking the pillow, when actually it's a little pocket sewn on here. So that's another trick that you might want to use. Great job, you guys, and that's A Hard Knock Life.
It's the hard knock life for us. It's the hard knock life for us. Static treated, we get tricked. Static kisses, we get kicked. It's the hard knock life. Got no folks to speak of, so it's the hard knock road. We hope cotton blankets, instead of wool, empty bellies. It's the hard knock life.
sad weepy.
From the crying you would leave this place and sing. Oh, empty belly life, rotten smelly life, full of sorrow life, no tomorrow life. Santa Claus we never see.
Santa Claus, what's that?
Who's he? No one cares for you, a smidge. When you're in an orphanage, it's a hard knock life. You'll stay up till this stump shines like the top of the Chrysler Building. Yank the whiskers from her chin, jab her with a safety pin, make her drink a Mickey Finn. I love you, Miss Hannigan. Get to work. Strip them beds. I said get to work. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. No one cares for you, a smidge. When you're in an orphanage, it's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life.
NYC is a true Broadway-style production number that features your entire cast. We've created a series of tableaus that captures the skyline, landmarks, and people of the city that never sleeps. Cue music, NYC, go.
NYC, the shimmer of Times Square, the pulse,
The beat.
the drive. NYC, you might say that I'm square, but wow, I come alive. The city's bright as a penny arcade. It blinks, it tilts, it rings.
To think that I've lived here all of my life and never seen these things.
NYC, the whole world keeps coming. By bus, by train, you can't explain.
NYC. Just got here this morning. $3, 2 bags, 1 me. NYC. I give you fair warning. Up there in lights of B.
Go ask the Gershwins of Kaufman and Hart, the place they love the best. Though California pays big for their art, their fan mail comes addressed to NYC. Tomorrow a penthouse that's way up high.
Tonight, though why not? It's NYC.
NYC, your standing room only. You crowd, you grab, you're still the champ. Amen for NY.
Keep it quiet down there.
Immediate seating. There is immediate seating.
Popcorn. What do you say to some popcorn? I haven't had popcorn since. Give in, don't fight. Good girl, good night. Sleep tight in NYC.
That is a great number. Good job, you guys. So, Stephen, can you take us through how you set up all of this journey and the different stories that are told in this number?
Absolutely. Why don't we get in places for the first three groups? NYC is a really fun number to put together, and I decided to let Annie go on a little tour of the city. The first stop is the subway. Each of the three groups, already in their posed positions, which they've come up with themselves, right? Enters the subway car one by one. So group 1 enters, followed by group 2, and group 3. They grab hold of their subway belts, and we do some simple movement on the starting of the train, which is my favorite part. And then we go, it blinks, it tilts, it rings, which is also very simple. We continue jumping around, and as the subway car stops, we all lurch to one side, and we exit the subway just as easily as we started. Good job.
So Stephen's come up with a great rehearsal technique, and that is assigning your cast into different numbers, groups 1, groups 2, and groups 3. And then also, remember to let your cast do some of your work for you. Let them create the poses and expand on your creativity. So the next section that I think is quite remarkable is the Star to Be.
Certainly. Places for the top of the Star to Be. Every year, young hopefuls come to Broadway to try to become the next big star, and we've decided to let our star to be become a little star, at least in a fantasy sense, right? Annie even comes up and asks for an autograph, which is kind of fun. You ready to do this section? Yeah! Yeah? All right! Music!
In lights of thee.
Go ask the Gershwins of Kaufman and Hart, the place they love the best. The California pays big for their art. Their fan mail comes addressed to NYC. Tomorrow a penthouse that's way up high.
Tonight, go high. Why not? It's NYC.
All right. I love that Mary Tyler Moore twirl thing at the end there. That's great. The other thing I really like is that you've used your best resource, because usually Broadway Junior, you have lots of people on stage, and you've created the skyline with their arms.
Absolutely.
Which, did you guys come up with those poses yourselves? Yeah, that's a great job. Okay, now the button on this is great, and a lot of new choreographers have a hard time knowing just when to end a number.
Sure.
So can you talk us through that?
Absolutely. Why don't we get to places for the end of the number? The next journey for Annie would certainly be the movies, but Daddy Warbucks doesn't realize that she's falling asleep. So he picks her up in his arms and carries her away just in time to miss her best friend, Sandy. We've kept the Star to Be in this number, and everyone joins us to prove that New York City is a city that never sleeps. Let's show them that sequence, all right? Music.
Immediate seating. There is immediate seating.
Popcorn. What do you say to some popcorn? I haven't had popcorn since. Give in, don't fight. Good girl, good night. Sleep tight in NYC.
So as Annie, Grace, and Daddy Warbucks exit stage left, Sandy comes running onto the stage, just missing her. And then the rest of the crowd and streets come on back, all in action. Now again, they've created all the stuff themselves. And then we button it by looking at the audience in time with the music. So with NYC, what you want to remember is Annie takes a journey, and it's storytelling. And also, don't be afraid to use the creativity of your cast to help your production along. And that's NYC.
NYC, the shimmer of Times Square, the pulse,
The beat.
the drive. NYC, you might say that I'm square, but wow, I come alive. The city's bright as a penny arcade. It blinks, it tilts, it rings.
To think that I've lived here all of my life and never seen
place they love the best. Though California pays big for their art, their fan mail comes addressed to NYC. Tomorrow a penthouse that's way up high.
Tonight, though why not? It's NYC.
NYC, your standing room only. You crowd, you're still the champ. Amen for NY.
Keep it quiet down there.
Immediate seating. There is immediate seating.
Popcorn. What do you say to some popcorn? I haven't had popcorn since. Give in. Don't fight. Good girl. Good night. Sleep tight. In air. By sea.
It ain't fair how we scrounge for $3 or $4 while she gets $4.
The little brat. It ain't fair. This here life is driving me nuts. While we get peanuts, she's living fat. Maybe she holds the key, that little lady, to getting more bucks.
Instead of less, maybe we fix the game with something shady.
Where does that put us?
Give you one guess.
Yeah! Easy Street. Easy Street. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yeah! Easy Street.
Oh, yeah.
Easy Street. That's where we're gonna be.
Great job. You guys are properly easy streeted up and ready to go. You know what I like about this number? You've taken very simple movement and stylized it so that it looks like fantastic choreography, but it's actually pretty simple and straightforward.
Absolutely.
Can you show us how to do that?
Sure. Easy Street is one of those great numbers that doesn't really rely on precise dance moves. It really relies on acting. So when we watch this beginning portion again, take note of how the same choreography can look very different when characterization is added. You ready? Hit that music.
Give you one guess.
Yeah! Easy Street. Easy Street. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yeah!
Good job, you guys. And I love that it's just a grapevine and a kick and a grapevine and a kick and a three-point turn.
That's all it is.
Also, the ending of this number is Right on. Show us how you do it.
Well, by the end of this number, their plot has already been twisted. They're ready to set their plan into motion. So when we get in places for that last section, and what better way to button this number than with all their dukes in an agreement? Let's hit it. Music.
It's great how that ends right on the beat. Doo doo, bam. And that's as Easy Street gets.
It ain't fair how we scrounge for $3 or $4 while she gets $4.
The little brat. It ain't fair. This here life is driving me nuts. While we get peanuts, she's living fat. Maybe she holds the key, that little lady, to getting more bucks
Instead of less, maybe we fix the game with something shady.
Where does that put us?
Give you one guess.
Yeah! Easy Street. Easy Street. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yeah! Easy Street.
Oh, yeah.
Easy Street. That's where we're gonna be.
Our orphans are back. Hey, ladies.
Hey, Dad.
All right. You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile begins with the orphans all gathered around a radio. Cue music, go.
Hey, Hobo Man, hey, Dapper Dan, you both got your stuff. But brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Your clothes may be rumbling, they stand at a mile. But brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe that matters. So janitor, so long for a while. Remember, you're never fully dressed. Though you may wear your best, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Smile, darn you, smile.
Good job, you guys. Relax. So, Stephen, I like how you incorporated moves from the 30s into this, and especially that old vaudeville bit. Can you show us how you did that?
Certainly, absolutely. In a number like You're Never Fully Dressed Without a Smile, it's important to have some smiles, isn't it? Why don't you show them how it's done? But I thought it would be fun to start with a lot of frowns and then transition very easily into some smiles. Why don't we get into places and show them how it's done? Music.
Your clothes may be rumbling, they stand at a mile. But brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile.
Now, the ending of this, you've taken the old-fashioned kick line and really spiced it up quite a bit,
Sure
adding
did.
some gymnasts and all kinds of stuff, all right? Now, can you show us how we can do it safely without injuring a child?
Absolutely. Why don't we get in our straight line for the very end? This is a great number to highlight some of the special skills of your cast. We have Helen and Kaylin, who can do great cartwheels into splits, and Molly, Cassidy, who can do a back tuck with just a little assistance. Let's show you how we do that. We found that when we had two larger cast members and a smaller one in the middle, the best way to do it is to cross your arms in front of her, take your outside hands and tuck them behind her knees, and then flip. Right, that's great. Now, when you have cast members of equal sizes, we found that the exact same technique works, except with the hands behind the back. The hands still go behind the knees, and the flip still happens the same way. And that's perfection. Why don't we get ready and show them that all together, all right? Here we go, music!
Great job. Now we're going to roll all four numbers back to back. I'd like to thank our choreographer, Mr. Stephen Kennedy, and our talented cast. I want to remind you, wherever there's theater and there's kids, there's magic. Break a leg with your production of Annie Jr.